right, today is chapter 6, lesson 8. This is the last chapter in this, or last section in this chapter, so we're almost done, okay? What we are doing is we're solving two-step inequalities. Do you remember how to solve two-step equations? For the most part, we'll review that again. It's just like solving, same thing as solving two-step inequalities. And then you just got to graph it. You guys remember how to graph? Okay, so let's do some practice. So 3x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 16. Here's your first one. 3x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 16. Anybody remember the first step, Connor? Yep, we're going to get rid of that 4. And we got to do it to both sides, don't we? It's like that balance, remember? Minus 4. So then we have 3x is greater than or equal to 12. Do you remember my next step, Jasmine? Okay, first of all, I got to solve for x. Not quite done yet. What do I got to do next? Divide by 3. Good job. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. I have x is greater than or equal to 4. Now I can start my number line. See if you can remember how to graph it by yourself. Is this your homework? Can I take that? Okay. What kind of dot is it? Closed dot over 4, right? Then if x is greater than 4, what are some things x can be? 5, 6, 7. So my arrow has to go this way. Has to go this way. You can follow the sign this time, yeah? If you made your number line correct and if you have your variable first. Questions so far? What was the big rule we talked about last week, though? Do you remember that big rule? I was like, you need to like write it down and put it in all caps, like circle it like 6 times. Remember that? Jasmine, you remember what it was? Okay, so you're on the right track. Ryan? Okay, you guys remember that rule? Because it still goes along with two-step equations. So if you would have a negative number that you're multiplying or dividing by, you still have to switch the sign. So let's see if I have one in here. I don't think I have one yet, but probably coming up. Let's solve this together. Let's not graph it, but let's solve it. So 5 plus 4x is less than 33. Notice that my 5 and my 4x are switched in sides this time. They just flipped around a little bit. Oh. So 5 plus 4x is less than 33. You can solve it if you want. See if you can do it. What are you going to do with that 5? Are you going to add that 5 or subtract that 5? You're going to subtract, right? Because if it's a positive 5, what do you got to do to get rid of it? You got to subtract and take it away. So minus 5, so then it's 4x. Notice how this is a plus sign, so that's a plus. That's a positive number. So 4x equal or less than 28, right? Divide by 4, divide by 4. We're dividing by a negative number? No, so we don't got to change anything. So x is less than 7, correct? Okay. Notice how we didn't have any negatives in there, but the next one will, so pay attention to the next one. Pay attention to the next one. Isn't it so nice? You know how to solve two-step equations? It's so easy. Isn't that nice? Okay, so let's try this one. Notice this one. I have 7 minus 2x is greater than 11. See what you can do. bit trickier. Yeah, you would. You would, because you can't forget that. You can't just like leave that subtraction sign out. So what'll happen is you subtract 7 from both sides. Okay, that's easy. Minus 7. So then, guess what I have left here? Yeah, so that whole thing has to come down. Nope, if I have 7, is it a positive 7? 7 positive? So that means that's how I have to subtract to get it away. It's a positive 7, so I want to subtract to cancel it out. Okay? So don't forget that negative 2, because, you know what, if I would just not include that, I have to have that. Otherwise, I just left it out there in my problem, and I have to take it along. I have to use everything that's on that side. So then if I divide by negative 2, am I dividing by a negative number? Dividing by a negative. So then what? I gotta switch the sign, right? I have to switch the sign. Don't forget that. Switch the sign. So careful, careful. Nice work. So if x is less than negative 2, what are some things that x could be? Negative 3, good. Negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, everything down below that. Very good. Nice job. Nice work. All right, here's another type of problem you're going to see today. Here's another type. Here's some yawning. I guys need to go to bed earlier. Probably too out watching the Olympics. So x divided by 2 minus 5 is less than negative 8. So how are we going to solve this one? Careful with your negatives. That's important. You gonna try it? Trying it? What do I gotta do first? Yes, I got a plus 5 first. Good job. Plus 5 on both sides. So then I have x divided by 2 is less than, let's see, negative 3, right? So before I had multiplication and I had to divide to get rid of stuff. But what do I have now? I have division. What do I have to do to get rid of that 2? I have to multiply. I have to do the opposite. So I have to times 2 over here. So what do I got to do that side? Times 2 over here. Did I multiply by a negative number? No. Is 2 negative? No. 2 is not negative. So then I don't have to change anything. So x is less than negative 6.
I thought you meant are multiplying.
Oh. See how it was a positive here? It's a positive number. Don't change sign. Even though this one's negative, this one is not. Okay? Any questions on how to do these types? Okay, because you're going to have these types on your homework today. Hopefully I have another one. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make one. Let's see. Let's do this one. X divided by 13 plus 3 is greater than or equal to 13. X divided by 13 plus 3 is greater than or equal to 13. Oh no, was it 13? I think it should have been 4, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. You'll get a good answer. That's just going to be a big number, that's all. But you should be able to do it in your head. Nice work. Nice work, you guys. Minus 3 from both sides. You get x divided by 13, right? Times 13 times 13. X is greater than or equal to 130. That's a big one. Questions on that? Good? Good to go? Okay. Let's try a few more things, and then we're going to be done. Okay, so first they're going to give us a sentence, and you might have to write the inequality. So 3 times the number plus 8 is greater than 14. Basically, you're going to write it just how it's read. You got to look for some keywords in there. Okay, so what are some keywords in there so I know what I'm going to be doing inside my problem? What's a keyword, Connor? Greater than. So that's going to tell me what sign I'm going to use. Okay. What about some keywords over here? Jasmine? Okay, I know what number is going to be what? X. Okay. 3 times the number. Can I figure out what that looks like? 3 times x. 3x or 3 times x? I'll do 3x. 3 times the number. And then what about that plus 8 part? That's easy. Plus 8. So keywords are super important. Looking for like plus, difference, product. Things easy. Quotient sometimes. And then you might have to solve. Depends. Keywords. The next one says the product of 2 and a number plus 1 is less than 11. What's some keywords in there? Less than? Okay, Jasmine? Product. What's the product? What you get when you multiply. So, product of 2 and a number, what does that look like? 2x, okay, plus 1 is less than 11. And then you might have to solve. And I think the answer is x is less than 5. I do it in my head. All right, so any questions for today? So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy when you know how to solve two-step equations, right? Okay. It was a short lesson. Very short. Very short.